Hello, everyone. How are you doing? How's everyone today? I miss you, Dubai. I will be the host of this. Wait, am I? Is this even working? Let me double check. Okay, it is working. Great. So, hello, everyone. Now, you may be wondering, why is Mr. Dubai, a guest that appeared only like three times in the show, hosting his own episode? Well, the reason is because after some tragic incident with Humpty, as one of the podcast members sadly has kidnapped him and returned him in poor condition, I had to take some quote unquote legal actions against that member. And after some terms and negotiations, I decided why not I get my own episode where I can talk about myself. So that's why, of course, rest in peace, Humpty. Humpty, you will be missed. My favorite camel. Anyways, so for those who don't know me, I'm Mr. Dubai. By my name, you know where I'm from, Dubai, obviously, and I have been in this show for around, I think, three times, maybe. Yeah, I've been a guest in this show for three times. Now, of course, I have to talk about myself a bit more. This episode's gonna be mainly about myself. I'm just gonna talk, and I'm gonna also talk about Dubai and how Dubai is. I'm also gonna show some of the stereotypes, like people think of what Dubai is, and so on. So, a little bit more about myself. So, I am actually not a business owner, surprisingly. I'm not a businessman. I actually just work in a really high position in a camel milk company. Yes, I am actually not like I'm not the CEO, like you say, not the owner. Like I'm a really high position in a camel milk company. Now be like, wait, why camel milk of everything? Because man, I love camels, bro. They're such majestic creatures, bro. They're so big, they're so tall, and they're so gentle if you treat them right. Now, of course, they can straight up be like very annoying and even more aggressive than llamas. Oof, llamas spit on you, okay? A llama can spit on you, but a camel can like, oof, literally, it can destroy you, because camels are huge. So I decided why not work in this really nice farm that milks camels, provide everyone with camel milk, which in my opinion tastes amazing, and at the same time take care of camels. I love taking care of camels, and that's why I took the job. Now it took me like around maybe 6, 7 years so that I can get the position I was in. Of course, now did know the owner a bit, so and the process that you're supposed to take like decades, I took like in lesser time. And plus, I was like in this company is kind of new, but it grew very fast, so that's why. Anyways, so that's about my professional side of things. Now, let me talk about a different thing that people don't know that much, Dubai itself. So, you guys think that Dubai is very, very, very like, only rich people lives there and stuff. That's actually false, by the way. I'll just tell you something. We Arabs, okay, love saving. Okay, so Dubai is essentially a country or city, sorry, that has so many sales. Actually, United Arab Emirates in general has so much sales. Like anywhere you go, sales this, sales that, and everywhere. Okay, we love saving money. Okay, you think Arab men just see car for 1 million dirhams? Okay, which is like around, I don't know, 600,000 dollars, something like that. So you may think, wow, I'm gonna buy this car just like that. Nah, we love sales, okay? So not everyone in Dubai is actually as rich as you think they are, and not everyone just spends like crazy mad money. Now, Dubai is a city similar to, I think, almost all mega cities from Tokyo to New York to like Dubai, and even like some other cities like London. There are parts where you can spend little money and like still have good value, and there are spots where you spend like extravagant money. I think that's with almost every mega city. And the same situation in Dubai. If you're lower class, you can still have a nice life. There are some neighborhoods in Dubai that sell amazing, by the way, the most best foods in Dubai you'll find in these neighborhoods. They sell very cheap food, but it tastes amazing. It's made with heart, from biryani, mandi, so much food that you will find in these neighborhoods. I would really highly recommending going these neighborhoods. Then you got the middle classes. I think usually malls are considered for middle class, because and even sometimes low class if you look like in the right mall, depending on the situation. Because malls, you'll also find places, of course, high class for malls, but we'll get that into later. But for malls, usually most of the shops have so many sales and so many offers and so many applications that give you even more offers on top of the sales they're already providing, that everything becomes kind of affordable for almost everyone, which is what I love so much about Dubai. Like anyone can go to Dubai and have a life. I think the most difficult part about having a life in Dubai is just making sure, like to lower your expectations, in a sense that you won't like live that fancy life, because you most probably can't afford it if you don't have the job for it. And as for the high class, of course, yeah, like you can do crazy stuff in Dubai. You can go play tennis in Burj Al Arab, which is one of the only seven-star hotel, I think, till now. Well, I'm gonna double check that later. You can go to a zoo where they let you pet cheetahs and stuff, but most of us rich people in UAE have our own cheetahs. I'll get to that, my pets, later. You can spend your own things. You can like you can drive a car out of gold. You can even, bro, you can even like you have a gold ATM machine. You can literally just like cash gold, literally, like gold bars, and it's there. It's weird. I never used it before. I found it very weird, but yeah, you can do that. Okay, now that you know like how people in Dubai works, let me tell you how I live. So me, I am very humble man, okay? I only spend not too much, I of course like spending some money, especially when it comes to pets. I spend too much there, but when it comes to everything else, it's okay. I have a normal villa, 2 stories, backyard, and that's it. It's not in the fancy neighborhoods. Okay, by the way, most people in Dubai, who are Emiratis and have villas, live in neighborhoods that are close to like big supermarkets, like Jam'iyya, for example, or we call it Union Corp. It's like a big supermarket similar to Carrefour, but it's more local products. You'll find a lot of people living in that area, a lot of villas. So I live in one of those. I have like a villa, 2 stories, with a huge backyard for my pets. And I have like 2 cars. Okay, the car in the picture, by the way, is very old car. It's not my. It's. I don't remember what it was even. It's like a car I had for like couple of months, and that's it. And then and then the other car, now the other 2 cars I have right now, for I have one car for desert. Okay, I like going within the deserts. Okay, with one of my cars, and then the other car is just for normal everyday use. So the car for the desert, I of course I have to have a jeep. Okay, it's like who wouldn't have a jeep? It's really fun to drive in desert. It can go over dunes. You can even put it on the side and use the headlights to like have a nice camp. It has big truck space and so on and so forth. Now, as for my other car, it's not very fancy. It's just a Bentley. Nothing too fancy. I could have bought a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, a Rolls Royce, but a Bentley is a nice car. It's like a car for a businessman. It's a businessman's car. When people like, it's like a nice, comfortable. You drive it. You can drive it anywhere. It's not too fancy. It's not like dirt cheap, and it's very, very like elegant, and humble at the same time. I love that car, Bentley. It's one of my favorite cars. Now that you know how my cars are, let's talk about the main thing I wanted to talk about today, my pets. Oh, do I love my pets like I love my children if I ever had any. They are my children, these pets. Now, first of all, we have to like talk about the one and favorite pet of all, my first pet, Humpty. Oh, Humpty, do I miss you, Humpty? I found Humpty in the desert as a calf. He didn't find his mother, and he was very thirsty and kind of like walking around. He couldn't even run away from me like, because I was surprised he was that thirsty and tired. So I gave him some water, and then I decided, let me take him to the farm and let me like feed him and stuff. So I took him to the farm. I made him drink some milk, okay, from the milk we had, because he still was calf. I made him eat some food and so on, And then which I just got attached to him, He was so cute. He was such a cute little Humpty Dumpty, with his cute little small hump. Oh, I just saw a comment from someone called Abdullah Osman. So, Mr. Dubai, where is Osman and Abdul? Well, sadly, I don't know. Um, well, I think I like at the beginning of the podcast, I already said that I kinda forced them. No, not forced them. Sorry. We had some legal actions, about the Humpty situation, so I kind of took one episode for myself, and that's mainly it. Now, I don't know where they are right now. I just know that they're quote unquote busy with stuff, Anyways, back to my story. So, I found Humpty as a calf. He was such a nice little calf, I really, really like. He was so cute. So I had to take him. So I took him into my home, okay, in my villa, and I raised him from there. I would take him from the farm from time to time so he can interact with other camels, and then he just like grew up in no time, and that's how we became like best friends. Now, you guys may ask, well, how did Humpty die? And what did one of the podcast members do that was so horrible and so tragic that made all this mess? Well, I'll tell you. So, I was doing a podcast with one of the members called, I'm not going to mention names actually, so that for legal reasons, okay? So, one of the members took my camel Humpty as hostage so I can show up in the show. So, I did, okay? And then they made me do it two more times, okay, to show up in the show two more times. Oh, and then I was like, okay, can you bring Humpty back now? And then they're like, sure, okay. So they did return Humpty, but Humpty was never the same. He was very tired. He couldn't run like he used to. He couldn't bite me like he used to, He couldn't kick other camels. He couldn't stomp on little chickens anymore like he used to. He was never the same. I let him go to vet, but the vet was like, it's too late. I can't do anything. He has too much internal injuries. So I sadly had to put him down from his suffering, and then and that's it. And that's how Humpty died. I really miss Humpty. Now, if you ask if I ate him, I'm not gonna answer that question, because of course I did not. Okay, who do you think I am? I eat other camels, but I would never eat Humpty. Humpty was my best friend. I buried him in my backyard to this day. Now, what about my other pets? So I had two other cheetahs, okay? So one was called Speedy, very original name. I made it up myself. And the other one was called Fahoud, which is just a nickname for cheetah in Arabic, okay? So I just had these two cheetahs. They were nice. Cheetahs don't live that long, okay? So they both died later on. Yeah, that's mainly it with those two cheetahs. So now I actually have new pets now. These were my three main pets, but I was like, I need new pets, new children. So I decided to get my two new pets. Okay, I got another camel, but this time it doesn't have one hump. It's two hump. So do you know what I called him? Humpty Junior. Yes, that's right. I call him Humpty Junior. I just miss Humpty that much. Okay. So Humpty Junior is actually a camel that's not very common in this area. Okay. He has two humps. Now, surprisingly, this camel is more calm than Humpty. He likes to sit down, relax, you know. He likes to move slowly. He doesn't stomp on little chickens or anything like that. He's like a normal camel. He doesn't bite me even. Very chill camel. And then I got three other pets. I got a secretary bird, okay. And I call her. Actually, I haven't found a name. If you guys have a suggestion for the name, she's very new. I got her like a couple of days ago. That would be amazing. And then I actually, for my third pet, I thought, okay, I had mammals and I had birds. Let me get a reptile. So I did like what anyone normal person would get, and I got a Komodo dragon, and I call him Godzilla. Okay, yeah, I know. Like, why get a Komodo dragon and call him Godzilla? I could have a more original name. Called him Godzilla because he's very, very like fat and big. He reminds me of Godzilla with his scaly, like size. Now, even though he's a Komodo dragon, he's very, very, very playful. Actually, he doesn't bite at all. He just like he acts like a dog. That's a surprising part. I never seen a lizard act like a dog. He would go run around, fetch the ball if I throw it. He would go and chase Humpty Junior, but never bite Humpty Junior. Like Humpty Junior would just stand there and he would chase him, try to chase him, but Humpty Junior doesn't react. I don't know. He's very lazy. And then Godzilla just goes around, just walks. He's a crazy lizard. He's a crazy lizard. For his size, he moves around like crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, so this is my new pets. Okay, okay. So now you guys know about my new pets, Humpty Junior, and the new secretary bird that I would love a name for, by the way. Now let's talk about something else. How about the situation in Dubai right now? You know, what about Dubai and COVID? That's a really important question that I actually get asked from time to time. COVID actually is really well controlled in Dubai. Now, of course, sadly, the cases are rising right now, but because of how good the medical staff and hardworking they are in Dubai and how good the management is, it's just that everyone has access to vaccines now and medications like as ever before. If you go to the airport in Dubai, they actually give you a PCR test for free when you arrive, just to make sure that you're negative even after arrival. And I have never seen that ever in any other country till now. If you know any other country like or any city that does that, just tell me, because I don't know about any other countries. Like right now, I'm in another country in Eastern Europe, and when I arrived, they told me to I have to do the PCR after 3 days myself. But when I arrive in Dubai, they immediately do it for me, and they even send me a notification number and stamp my passport, making sure that whatever results comes out, they have my passport scanned to make sure that I don't come out during this area, this quarantine zone. If I do, God forbid, have COVID. Now that's the COVID situation in Dubai. What about Dubai? What would you want to do in Dubai as a tourist? Okay, so if you're rich, watch YouTube videos. To be honest, they're the best guide. If you want to be rich, then watch the YouTube videos. If you're anything below very rich, don't watch YouTube videos. It will make you sad going to Dubai. Okay, so now that you let's see, and I assume most of you are not super rich. So what about now? What are you supposed to do if you're not super rich and you want to be a tourist in Dubai? Then you would go and take the advice, the advice I would give you. You take advantage of the sales, okay? The sales in Dubai is so crazy, I'm telling you. It makes everything like really affordable, okay? Let's say a ticket that was $100 to this theme park, okay? Even though I don't know what type of theme park has a ticket for $100, okay? With like some apps like entertainer and the sales on some certain times, you can make that thing go to $30, or you can even make it $50, and then you get another ticket for free. So it's like instead of 100, it's like buy one for the half price and get one free. Sometimes some crazy prices like that. So you have to take advantage. So where do you want to visit now that you know like you have sales? I would suggest water parks first. The water parks in Dubai are really nice and really crazy. Like for example, Wild Wadi is really nice. It's well known for its. I don't know what it's called. Okay, it's like Wild Wadi has this room where you drop in, I'm not sure what it is exactly called, but Wild Wadi is nice. Now the theme and now the water park that everyone around the world knows is Atlantis. So Atlantis is way bigger than what's it called, Wild Wadi, and it's known for that big slide. I think it's called the Leap of Faith. Yeah. By the way, it's not as hyped up as it is. Okay, I like Wild Wadi has more intense rides. Okay, hot take. So and they have like amazing rides, and the most notable thing actually about Atlantis is the aquariums that you can go through as you go through the rides. That's what I like about Atlantis. Like the leap of faith, you go through a tube and there are sharks around you. Of course, you're going so fast you can't see them. There's this ride where you can go inside, it goes slowly, and then it's like you're underwater and there are sharks, some other fishes, some rays, and so on, actually around you. And Atlantis actually makes you can interact and swim with dolphins, but to be honest, only rich people do that. Okay, if you can afford it, then go for it. Now, you know what about the water parks. What about if you don't want to go to the water parks for some reason? Then you most probably want to go indoors if you're not traveling, if you're visiting in summer. So you're gonna have to go to this place called a mall. Yeah, you guys heard about malls. And the two malls I would highly recommend are Mall of the Emirates and Dubai Mall. So Dubai Mall is the biggest mall in the world. Okay, it has so much stuff. It's huge. It's huge. Okay, it has an aquarium. It has so many restaurants. It has a huge Candylicious that, to be honest, I visit too much. It has a theater. It has Kidzania. It has so many things. It has It has like parks, like actual theme parks, not like very huge, but big ones inside. Like for example, there is Sega Republic, where you go in and have rides that are themed around Sega. You have, I think you have two other ones. I forgot their names. Okay, it doesn't matter. I haven't went there in a long time for these rides. But yeah, it's family fun. It could be intense with some intense ride, go 360 and stuff for the adults, and some small fun kids rides for the kids. It's a really fun family adventure in malls in Dubai. Now, you saw Dubai Mall. What about Mall of the Emirates? What makes Mall of the Emirates unique? What makes Mall of the Emirates unique is that it's uh, it's actually much cheaper, and it's much more like has a different vibe to it. Dubai Mall, you'll find a lot of tourists in Dubai Mall. In Dubai Mall, you'll find like very fancy shops, huge. But if you want like low key to see how normal people interact in the mall, then I would suggest Mall of the Emirates. It's not a big mall, a huge one, and it's not a tiny one. It's a still good sized one. It has nice fun stuff to do for the rich and for the middle class. It has actually a VR like a VR thing, it's like a VR virtual movie where you can interact. That's really unique about it. Now, of course, Dubai Mall has VR park, but it's not as good as that one. And that's mainly it with the malls, yeah. So now you heard about the malls, you heard about the what's it called, the water parks. What about if you came in winter? What am I supposed to do? Are there anything I can do outside the mall? Then I would recommend going to like parks. Dubai has nice parks. There's Barsha Park, which is like a park that's in a really local area. You'll find a lot of locals in this area, and you will find like a big pond in the middle. You can also go to some beaches like JBR Beach, Kite Beach. These beaches are filled with an area with restaurants and so many fun activities to do. And Jumeirah Beach also, so many things to do in these areas. Like it's crazy, so how many activities you can do in these beaches. And people are very nice. Also, you can even like just go to random people and be like, "Hey, can I join your volleyball game or stuff?" And sometimes you say yes, sometimes they say no. You and your luck, you can interact with people. They're very social in these areas. Now let's go to the one thing that I really love about United Arab Emirates in general. Actually, not only Dubai, and it's the environment. It's the desert and the beach and the ocean. So you can go camping, of course, outside in the desert. It's really nice. It's really surreal. And when it comes at night, Oh my God, the weather and the stars. Like, you just look up at the stars and and just think about everything and be like, and you just realize how beautiful the world is. Now, some people be like, well, I can think about how insignificant you are. Nah, you won't think about that. You'll just look up and then you'll be like, wow, like mashallah, the world is so beautiful. I can't believe so many things exist like this. You'll be surprised. It's like a breathtaking moment right there. And then you can of course barbecue with the family with some or like with some the campfire. You can even put some local music. If you take some tours, you can have some people who like set up a tent, like a local tent, and some local music for you. Now, if you're into dancers, that's your thing. I'm not into dancers. You can have local dancers, but and, you do you, of course. And then you can also take a boat and go to the oceans. Now we also and like the oceans is really beautiful. Also, of course, there's so many variety of fish. We have barracudas. I went fishing for barracudas once. Like very aggressive fish, really fun to fish. Tunas, mahi mahis, and most notoriously in the Middle East, the fish like the fish that everyone loves fishing in the UAE. It is kingfish. Of course, we love fishing tuna, but kingfish. Oh wow, kingfish. Like you'll find a lot of people just specifically going for trips for kingfish. It's like a huge, big, like mackerel looking fish. It's like imagine a mackerel or a sardine, but on steroids and like growth hormones. That's what a kingfish is. They're so big, so aggressive, and so fast. It's like an exciting of like fishing session you can have with them. Like they will fight you over. They will make you tired before you can like reel them in, similar to tuna. And yeah, I just suggested these many things. So now now I have now let's say I have already talked too much already about Dubai. What about the other emirates? What about them? What makes each emirate unique? Okay, I'll tell you. So Dubai is more like a tourist. Okay, everyone knows Dubai. Now, but not that many people know what are the other emirates. So, or like states, you can call them cities, whatever. They're called emirates. Okay, so Sharjah, it is actually one of I think the third most populated or second most populated city, and it is more like a local vibe. If you want to see like the what's it called, the ancestry, how the locals interact, and the more religious and more like root related stuff with the UAE, then I would suggest going to Sharjah. Sharjah is very peaceful. It's very ethnic, and people there is like, and it's very cheap, by the way. Sharjah is hella cheap compared to like rest of the United Arab Emirates. It's one of the cheapest like emirates there. You can go there and like interact with the locals. You can just see some castles and some old museums there. It's really nice, and you can even see some beautiful mosques there. But one mosque I would recommend going, one of the most beautiful mosques in the United Arab Emirates, is the one in Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is actually the capital, and it is, I think, similar to price in Dubai in a sense because it is the capital. Now, Abu Dhabi, it is a mix of, it's like if Sharjah and Dubai came together. It is like very ethnic, but it's also very touristy-ish at the same time. You'll find a lot of like things as a tourist you can do there. And when you like think about this, like you're like, okay, so are nice sites to do? Now, I don't know that much about Abu Dhabi, but one thing I'll tell you, you can go to Yas World, which is a water park that's like very big. I think it has the most intense rides of all the United Arab Emirates. It even has this like ride where you have the tube, the floor opens, and then it makes you go in a loop. Yeah, you go in a loop in a water tube. Like that's crazy, man. I don't think I went to that. I didn't get the chance to do it, but it's crazy. I saw people doing it. People scream a lot in that ride, and they also have really really nice thing that I think a lot of people know. Ferrari World. So Ferrari World is essentially, if you're fanatic for Ferraris, I suggest going to Ferrari World. World, sorry, for my English there for a second. So Ferrari World has everything related to Ferraris. A museum about Ferraris. Every ride is Ferrari. Okay, I bet even if they ever have a food or a cafeteria, it's gonna be seat themed around Ferrari. Okay, they talk about their history. They show you how it is made. They have so many things. If they even have showcases of rare Ferrari collections and Ferrari cars that are exclusive in some areas or like has some limited amount. If you're a Ferrari fanatic, go there. Of course, they also have I think the fastest roller coaster in the world, which I haven't ridden. When I went there, I was too young. Well, not too young. I was actually the right height and the right age. My problem was that the queue was 2 hours. Arab parents, they wouldn't wait this long. Hell no. So they're like, nah, we're not waiting for it. Okay. Yeah, sadly, I couldn't ride that day, but it's okay. At least I got to ride the other rides. They were really fun and fast. Funny story. When I went to Ferrari World, there was this other train track that's really quick and has some loops and stuff. It's really fun ride. I actually rode it like three, fourth time, and then the fourth time, my father was like, "Why don't you switch tracks? Because they're two different tracks." Funny enough, when I switched tracks, the track that I was in got stuck and then had to do some maintenance and some stuff because people were stuck in the middle of the thing and took them like I think couple of hours for them to come back. So I got lucky there. My parents would have most probably left me in Abu Dhabi that day. Yeah. Other cities actually have some other like iconic things. There's this one city that has a huge dam which you can actually canoe in. It has a beautiful view. There's some other cities that have some beautiful beaches that are so isolated. That's beautiful. Like you can go with your family early in the morning, just bring your grill in the beach, just sit down and relax with your family on the beach without having to bother about anyone barging in or maybe one other family, who knows. And you can fish anywhere there. You can even go dive and see some jellyfish. Yeah, there was a lot of jellyfish in that area that what's it called? If you go deep enough. And there were a lot of actually some small, tiny hermit crabs. You know the ones inside the shells. That was beautiful beach. Yeah, that's what I would recommend. What to do in the United Emirates as a whole. So now that I've talked about that much about the United Arab Emirates, you guys wanted to ask what are Abdul and Osman gonna do in the future? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. What I know is that they have been busy, and I've been told to actually tell you that from now on, for a while, I'm not sure if this is going to be permanent or not. I wasn't told if it was going to be permanent. The podcast is going to be from week to week. So this week we have a podcast, next week we won't. Then the week after, we're going to actually have a podcast and so on and so forth. Yeah, so it's going to be like this for a while because both of them are busy. I think one of them has exam season while the other one is doing busy with some other stuff. I'm not sure. But good luck to both of them. They're good people. They're really nice people, except the one who killed Humpty. Rest in peace, Humpty. I will never forgive that person, even though we took some quote unquote legal actions. Yeah. Now, what about the people themselves? Okay, people think all Arab men are very rich. You know, all people in the Emirates who are locals are very rich, very snobby, and they fall in love with their cars. Like that one episode of uh, Strange Addiction, I think. I don't know what the episode was called. In reality, no, that is not true. Not all locals are super rich. Okay, most of us are. Most of us are. Not all locals are snobby, and not all locals are in love with their car. Okay, the last one, I cannot confirm nor deny it. Okay, I won't say anything about that. Okay, Middle Eastern men love their cars. I'll just tell you one thing for sure that is all out in the Middle East. All Middle Eastern men and women, locals in general, they're either gonna be the most hospitable people I think you will see around the world. That's, I think that's most Islamic countries actually. Like if you go to the Middle East and go to someone's house, they are not allowed to ask you, "What are you doing here for 3 days?" Now that's kind of like not true anymore. Not a lot of people like do that because that's really hella weird. But in general, like if someone comes over to your house, usually it is very disrespectful to ask them, "Why are you here?" Okay, yeah, that's the main thing. Like if you're here, they're gonna try to feed you, give you drinks and stuff. Of course, unless they're a one unwanted guest, like for example, when I came here, okay, I have this neighbor who keeps knocking on my door from time to time, just barges in when I'm not prepared, and I feel very embarrassed. Like I can't offer him anything because I don't have anything on me right now. I feel so embarrassed. Please don't be that guest, okay? That guest always triggers me, okay, when they do that, because in our culture we have to be very hospitable, and we have to make sure that the guest feels as if in their own home. Heck, even better, okay? Like if you're having, like honestly, if you're having problems in your home or something, ask your Arab homie, "Yo, can I crash over?" They're gonna most probably be like, "Hell yeah, bro." They're gonna make you crash over. They're gonna treat you like kings for a while, and then when you're ready to leave, you can leave. They can even let you like live with them for a while. Of course, they're gonna may have to politely ask you to leave under some circumstances and stuff. Well, most of the time they're gonna be too polite and too hospitable to even allow you to leave. What about paying the bills or splitting the bills when it comes to food and stuff? If you ever eat out with Arab men, okay, or women, or any local, okay, from the Arab world, I'm telling you, okay, if you pay the bill as a guest, they're gonna kill you, okay, they're gonna murder you. The biggest thing that people Arab people fight over is who pays the bill in restaurants. you know Western countries be like, "Yo, we need to split the bills." What? I didn't eat this. I only ate one piece of steak for $10 or something like that. I'm gonna only pay $10. Nah, 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 nah. And in the Middle East, "Yo, bro, the bill is $1,000. Let me pay." No, 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 let me pay. No, 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 let me pay. That's what they argue about. Okay, that's it's about. It's being respectful to your other peers. And out of respect, you just tell them, "No, I'm gonna pay. You're not gonna do me like that and stuff like that, bro." It's crazy. It's crazy how they fight over the bill. So yeah, if you ever get invited for food with a Arab person, just don't just if you say, "Oh, let me pay or let us split," they'll most probably like be like, "Hell no," and then they will pay. Now if you pay behind their back, GG, it's big disrespect. They will murder you. Don't ever ever pay the bill if an Arab man or woman, okay, is gonna pay the bill. Okay, never. Don't just don't. Okay, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Yeah, that's how the locals are. I'm telling you, the locals are just way, way too hospitable in a good way, of course, in a really, really good way. Now, how about how about people, how locals treat each other and everything? Like, people like when guests come over and stuff, like usually people act nice. How about like if you're like a local there? What are you expect to be treated like? Especially from young age to older age, especially in schools. How are Arab schools like? Okay, you know what? Actually, let's talk about Arab schools because that's a funny thing. No one knows a lot about Arab schools, but oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, I think a lot of people may think, "Oh, we have it worse in this country." No, I'm just gonna tell you, African countries and Arab countries. Okay, they have it way worse than everyone else. No, 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 no. You know how in America, okay, let's not bring up America. You know how in Europe they're like, "Oh, bro, I got like someone bullied me in the bathroom. Oh no. Oh no, what's it called? Someone stole my pen or something. Oh no, they beat me up. Oh no, they stole my stuff." Nah, 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 nah. We don't. Oh no, I got stabbed. Nah, 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 nah. We don't have that in Africa or the Middle East. Okay, in Middle Eastern schools, It is jail. It is American jails impersonating. You know those jails where they send like those top murderers or stuff like that. Yeah, it is like that, bro. It is literal prison. What we're treated like in the Middle East, like schools. Okay, now private schools, they're still bad. They're still treated like prisons, but and you have the privilege that you can actually complain to the principal and they kind of have to do something about it and you may actually survive. Okay, but if you're going to a public school, ha ha, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so one thing that is unheard of in the Western countries, teachers beat the shit out of you. Okay, you do something wrong, the stick comes out. Okay, now it is becoming a less and less popular thing in public schools in the Arab world, but it's kind of very effective. Okay, you say the wrong grammar, boom, stick, maybe, or maybe ruler, wooden ruler, or whatever weapon arsenal they have, it has to sting. That's the thing, it has to sting. A whip, yeah, they use whips. I swear to God, they do sometimes use whips. Okay, you cannot escape the wrath of your teacher, especially Arabic subjects. Oh boy, Arabic subject. Out of all the teachers that you should be afraid of, it's the Arabic teacher. Whatever. Even in African countries, they have this. Like in I think in a country like, for example, I don't know, some African countries, maybe like Sudan or something. And I think most African countries, if they teach you Arabic or whatever the local language is, you're gonna get whipped really hard if you like mess up that. Okay. What else? So that's with the teachers. Okay. Rule number two with teachers, they don't care, bro. Okay, most of the time. You complain, they be like, okay. You tell them the house that school on fire, they be like, okay. You tell them that you got eaten by a lion or like what's it called? A camel is like beating the shit out of a student. They be like, okay, okay, teachers had enough. They're like, no, we're not dealing with this anymore. We have our own problems. Okay, those teachers are crazy, man, crazy, I tell you. So now you'll be like, well, how is it like a prison then? Well, I'll tell you how is it like an American prison. First of all, searches. Okay, you know how in prison they're like, oh, a random search, and then they make everyone go out of their prison cells, and then they like pat down everyone, unpack everything in their cell, and then if you have contraband, you get like I don't know, beat up, torture, or whatever, depending on the prison. Yeah, that's exactly like Arab schools. Okay, so you go in. Okay, if someone a teacher's like, oh, random search. Okay, everyone just goes up on the wall or what, or outside the classroom, gets patted down from head to toe to check if they have anything on them. Okay, and then their bags are literally emptied, their desks flipped upside down, chairs, everything. By the way, they even sometimes check your socks. Okay, now of course they cannot sadly, well, not sadly, of course. Thank God they're not allowed to check your underwear. Okay, that's where usually most of the stuff is hidden. But trust me, they will come back and spy on you from afar to check if you have something that they didn't find. Okay, in your hand or in your pocket or something. They're very sneaky. So after the search, let's say they caught you with something horrible, atrocious, something god awful like a phone. Oh my god, bro. How dare you get a phone just so you can call your family or something on you on class? GG. Okay. So what then? Are you gonna get executed? No. Worse. First of all, usually usually what's it called? Depending on how expensive the item is, it's how the punishment goes. Okay, if it's a very high contraband item but it's like cheap, like for example gum, you may get the really bad scolding with the I'm watching you, and then maybe whipping, it's rare. You don't get whipped for items, to be honest. But let's say you have, god forsake, a phone, a Nokia phone, any phone, you're not seeing that phone again. Just saying it. You're not seeing that phone again. Okay. If you're a good student, maybe you'll see it like after a month or two or a week. Okay. But if you're a student that's known to make trouble, or a student that's just a student, you're not seeing that phone again. It's gonna be in in the drawer of the principal, and you will never see it again. I swear, I had this one story where one of my friends got his phone taken away, and the phone, the principal took it, was gone for months, and the principal gave it to his son. No cap, literally gave it to his son. And then my friend took it from the kid by luck, because he turns out it was his thing. That principal was too lazy even to like delete the old photos and change the password. That's how principals do. Yeah, so yeah, that's what happened essentially. Yeah, so he took his phone back by luck. Now what about actions in classes? How are they punished? Well, besides contraband, going like you never see your phone, your necklace, your watch, anything that's valuable again. Things that you should not do in class that will get you in big trouble are cheating, talking without permission, literally going to the bathroom or raising or interrupting the teacher. Going to the bathroom with permission can sometimes get you into trouble because you're not supposed to go. For example, let's say you have to shit really bad, you tell the teacher is a go, but then it's like, I don't know, a certain time or something. No, 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 no. By the way, never go to bathrooms. I'll get into that later. No, no. But like I was saying, go to the bathroom. You may get punished for it because, in the end of the day, the bathroom, going to the bathroom or going outside the classroom is a death sentence. Whether even if you're dying, okay, even if you're dying and going out to the hospital from the classroom, the teacher will be like, "Yo, what are you doing outside the class? Go back inside." That's what gonna happen. And if you disobey, you're gonna go to the principal's office and blah blah blah. You know the story. What about bathrooms? Prison bathroom jails apply here, okay? First of all, why are you even going to the bathroom in school, bro? You're crazy? Who the hell goes to the bathroom in school, bro? Like, that's just suicide. Bro, the only reason you go to the bathroom in in schools is for three reasons, okay? Is either to what's it called, take a really quick and urgent piss, okay, in the urinals, like really quick in and out, okay, like, and like Sonic, okay. B, going in so you can skip class. Or C, the most famous one, you go in so you can smoke or take drugs. Yeah, you heard me. I said drugs and smoking. Yeah, 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 you heard me. You heard me. Yeah, that happens. That happens. So yeah, so essentially the what's it called? The bathroom is just like a shisha cafe. Okay, you'll find everyone smoking all types of stuff. Okay, sniffing anything. You'll find everything there. Okay, and of course, if you decide to go to the poopa, okay, to the toilet, to the toilet, okay, good luck, because let's just say you have some peeping toms here and there, and let's say that the bathroom is never clean. Okay, bathrooms are never clean. You'll never find soap. These two things, you'll never find soap. Okay, you like sanitizer, anything? Nope. Tissues? Nope. Okay. Now it'd be like, wait, you don't have tissues? Then how are you supposed to wipe? That's the here's the catch here. Unlike you Western audience, okay, we have something called water. You use water, to clean your bottom region. After you take number two, it's way cleaner, way more efficient. You don't need toilet paper. Well, we kind of do to dry up, but that's a different thing. Anyways, now the biggest thing about the bathrooms beside the drugs is the sus activities that happen there. And what I mean sus, it's not like Fallout, like BJ's, even though I'm pretty sure it happened before, most probably, maybe, I don't know. To be honest, like Arabian schools are very, very gay, but you don't know if it's actually gay or not. It's that type of gay. Yeah, so some suspicious activities happen there beside drug dealing. Scheming, gang, what's it called? Gang violence activities. Okay, thinking of what to do about someone else. Yeah, which I'll get into like in a couple of minutes. Though I'm gonna try to make this only 1 hour. So some gang activities, like planning what to do on the other gang and so on. That's why you never go to the bathroom, because if you're an unwanted guest or people suspect you of being a spy or something, or God forbid a good student, so people automatically think you're a snitch, goodbye. Just goodbye. You're not gonna get out of there alive, okay? You're gonna either get out of there scarred or you're gonna get out of there dead in a body, in a what's it called, body bag. Yeah, okay. Now you'd be like, well, if so much trouble happens in bathroom, then why teachers don't like do anything? I'll tell you, they can try as much as they want, but they will never stop it, okay? When everyone's break time leaving the classroom, that's where everyone goes into the bathroom, quick in and out. They do everything quick in and out, okay? What's it called? After the bathroom, by one period, they will check, okay? Like the bathrooms, the teachers. After that, all teachers almost never check them again. People sneak into the bathroom and never show up for the rest of the classes. And God forbid what they do there, okay? Oh, of course, pornography. Pornography is something. Okay, that's another suspicious activity beside the gay shit. Okay, now let's talk about the gang violence that I was just talking about a couple of minutes ago that I mentioned. So, bullying is very different in Arab world. Okay, usually bullies only bully someone. It's like prison actually. It's exactly like prison. Okay, people, by the way, and no cap, people do carry weapons with them sometimes in schools, whether it be it's a knife. Knife is very common, actually. You'll find a lot of people carrying, like, like butterfly knives that look cool, or knives that flip, or anything, any knife, okay? You may sometimes find tasers, maybe pepper spray, rarely guns. Yeah, these are the most common weapons. You find tasers and knives mainly, okay? Now, anything in the schoolyard is fair game if you ever get into a fight, okay? So, another student, fair game. Rock, fair game. Pole, fair game. Some random ass chains, fair game. Basketball, anything. Anything you can use to win the fight, just use it. It's fair game. What about the biggest? What about if you go and mess with someone who, like, bully someone? Let's say you are the bully in the situation. Well, your targets should be the following. Someone who's lonely as hell. That's your only targets, okay? Anyone with someone, don't mess with them, okay? That's the rule of thumb, okay? It's like gang wars. It's like prison. If you mess with someone, their gang is gonna take revenge on you, okay? And then there's gonna happen a gang war. But if you have to target someone without a gang, okay? That's how you bully in uh, in school. Now, of course, I was smart. I was good, like, with good vibes with everyone. Okay, so essentially every gang knew me. Okay, but I wasn't friends with every gang. Like, I wasn't like in a gang. Essentially, that's how you get immunity. Of course, also I was in a private school, so the gang violence was not as much. There was there, of course. Now, what about how the gang wars look like? Okay, so let's say I am very dumb bully or dumb guy who's talking to another guy from another gang, and then the guy was like, "Yo, your mama ugly." Boom. Okay, and then I called him, "Oh my god, your mama gay," or something like that. Okay, you insult each other's mothers. That's essentially declaring war, insulting each other's mothers. Never insult an Arab person's mother. Okay, so he's gonna be like, what did you say about my mother? And the same will go on the other side, and then a fight will start. So they will stop the fight because the teachers are there, but they will give each other the look in the eyes, and they will know what will happen tomorrow. They know what will happen. So they're gonna get their gang. And when I meet their gang, by the way, I mean like a clan. It's like if you mess with let's give an example, Naruto, okay? Let's say you mess with Naruto, okay? You know what would happen in school if you mess with Naruto? The whole Uzumaki clan will pull up the next day. Yeah, 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 yeah. No cap, okay? If they're still alive, the whole Uzumaki would have just pulled up on your ass, okay? They'd be like, oi, oi, yo, you mess with my homie Naruto right here? You have to, like, mess with all of us. and then you, let's say you're in the Uchiha clan. God damn, the whole Uchiha clan is gonna pull up also, bro. And then both clans fight to the death. That's what gonna happen. Well, okay, not fight to the death, but fight till everyone had enough or almost dead. That's all authorities come in. So that's what happens. And whoever wins that fight, okay, wins. Now, how do you actually win without like fighting? That's where you use scare tactics, okay? So we have the weapons or the big boys, okay, of each clan. For example, Uchiha clan has Madara, okay? Let's actually like this example with Uzumaki and Naruto, okay? And Uzumaki and Uchiha, like Naruto and Sasuke shit. So Sasuke goes up to Naruto. He's like, "Yo, I have Madara in my clan, bro." And then he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. I have." By the way, spoilers alert. No, sorry for all the following. And then he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. I have freaking Minato, bro." And Sasuke like says some other names of the Uchiha clan, and then Naruto says some other members of the Uzumaki clans, and then they go. Okay, now and the day they show up. Okay, let's say that Madara shows up, but Minato doesn't. You're already almost guaranteed one, because if their big guy doesn't show up, then you know something's wrong. Then it's like the Uzumaki clan almost doesn't stand a chance. They have to back up as soon as possible. Okay, now if they do start to fight, they will fight to the end. No one will surrender. Okay, most of the times, like till the other one can't fight. That's what happens usually, and that's mainly it with the gang war stuff. Now, what is fair game in gang wars? There is nothing called as fair game. Everything is fair. Okay, guns, knives, swords, dogs, chains, tasers, pepper spray. What's it called? Yeah, any weapon, nunchucks, any weapon you can think of. Fair game. Like for example, this story actually happened in Dubai. I think I don't mind the noise that happened. If you didn't hear it, then never mind what I said. Okay, nothing in my closet. So as I was saying, bro, like for example, last year, I think around last year there was two groups of peoples, two group of like two clans, essentially like two groups of people. Okay, so what happened is, by the way, gang wars happen for the dumbest reason. And if a female is involved, testosterone's gonna fly high and it's gonna be even dumber. And the younger you are, the dumber it is. Okay, it's like it's like if I stole your Yu-Gi-Oh card, you can start a gang war. That's how stupid it is when it was like when you're young teenager. Okay, of course it's not that stupid, but when it comes to females, like you can imagine it's that stupid in a sense. So what happened is one person from one clan just talked, I think, to a girl that taught like that was not quote unquote belonged to another person to the other clan. Guess what happened? They met up with each other and they had a fight in the mall with swords. Yes, you heard me. With swords and knives. One person died and another person got his hand cut off. No cap, you can Google this. Okay. In a mall. I think it was in Dubai Mall even. Like that actually happened. Okay. Like, bruh. I don't know how can you do that. I don't know how is it possible to do that, but that actually happened, man. It's so crazy what people would do just for a girl, man. In this world, it is so sad. I wish like people aren't like that. By the way, now these people who are like young, act tough, you know, talk with the girls, we call them chemaks in what's it called in our dialect, or AKA F boys. Yeah, and that is mainly it. Thank you everyone for joining today. So today we actually heard about how Dubai isn't as expensive as you think it is, the story about my pets, and how Arabian schools are actual American prisons. Now, like I said, for anyone who just joined us now, the podcast would be from week to week. So next week, so this week there's a podcast. Next week there isn't, and then the week after is going to be a podcast. I hope everyone has a great day, and I hope everyone enjoys their Eid because Eid al Adha. is coming really soon. Yeah. So it's like I think it's maybe on the 20th. No one is sure. I think it's 20th, 21, or 19. It's like around that, around these days. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope everyone has an amazing day. Mr. Dubai out. And one last thing, rest in peace, Humpty. You will be missed. This is where I would play sad music, so I'm just gonna hum it. I hope you don't get copyrighted. Tururu, 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 turupuri, turiti, Mm, the song is not what you seem. Okay, that's enough. I think we won't get copyrighted. Maybe if that's it. And see ya, everyone. Peace out. Now, by the way, if it may take like a minute or two for me to disconnect or like stop the stream, it's normal. Okay, it's just internet has been lagging. Okay, peace out.